Oh man, I keep trying to make this one and I keep messing it up. So Matthew 24 is not the rapture of the church. It is the gathering of the elect at the second coming. And I agree 100% with this. Jesus didn't talk about the rapture. But it's easy enough to show. I was going to pull up some rapture verses, but we don't need to. Let's look at Matthew 24 itself. Well, this is the key verse, Matthew 24:3. And as he, Jesus, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Okay, the first one and the last one are the easiest to deal with. The second one confuses people. So in Matthew 24:1-2, Jesus was talking about leaving no stone unturned in the temple. Look at these and all that. And so when they're asking him first, when shall these things be? They're asking him about what he just finished telling them, that no stone will be unturned. Now we know this happened in 70 AD, when they came in and they destroyed the temple and basically kicked the Jews out of Jerusalem. It was the diaspora. Now, a preterist will try to tell you all these were fulfilled back then. A preterist does not believe in end times. They think we're just going to keep going the way we're going unless we destroy ourselves. Which, if Jesus doesn't come back, that's what's going to happen. We're going to destroy ourselves, destroy the world. So that's what they were asking first. When shall these things be? And then they are asking him, and of the end of the world. So they aren't thinking of the world like the whole earth. They're thinking of the world like their culture, their civilization, their area. That's what they're thinking of. When will be the end of the world? Well, again, that was pretty much 70 AD, when they got kicked out of Jerusalem and the temple was knocked down. That was the end of their world. But it's also going to kind of happen again, because in the tribulation, the 7 years of Jacob's trouble will be the end of the world at that time, when Jesus returns for the second coming. So that one's kind of a double, right? And then Jesus has his second coming and we go into the millennial kingdom. Now, the second part is what really confuses people. They're asking, what shall be the sign of thy coming? Remember, they didn't even believe he was going to die. You know, Peter was like, not on my watch. And Jesus got to tell him, get behind me, Satan. You need to get in line and get with the program, because I'm going to die. And even the night before, Peter's out there cutting off an ear, trying to stop it. They did not believe Jesus was going to die. If they did not believe that, and they didn't, then they did not believe in a second coming or a rapture. They are not asking about when is the second coming. That would be more like the end of the world, part 2. And they are not asking when is the rapture. None of this has to do with the rapture. When you read this whole chapter, and it's long, and it's got a lot of stuff in it. You get the famous line, no man knows the day or the hour. Not the rapture. He's not talking about the rapture. And it goes on about the days of Noah, being like the days of Noah, that the coming of the Son of Man will be like the lightning from the east to the west, flashing. It's just a lot of information. But you know what you do not find in Matthew 24 anywhere? Nothing in Matthew 24 about being changed from mortal to immortal, from corrupt to incorruptible. That's not in Matthew 24. And you find absolutely nothing about being caught up in the air or meeting Jesus. So if they didn't believe Jesus wouldn't die, and they didn't believe in a second coming, because how could you have a second coming unless he died first? What are they asking? The sign of thy coming. It's the same thing they're asking throughout all four Gospels. Is it now? Is it time, Jesus? Are you going to kick Rome out of Jerusalem and set up your kingdom? That's what they're asking. The sign of his coming is coming into his kingdom. It's not a second coming. It's not rapture. It's coming into your kingdom. That's going to happen at the end of Jacob's trouble. He's going to come, the second coming, but they didn't know that. But he's going to come and kick butt on all the nations of the world and set up his kingdom, which we call the millennial. So it happens to be the second coming as well, but they did not realize that. They weren't asking that. They were asking, when will be the sign of your coming into your kingdom? And almost the entire passage of Matthew 24 is all this warnings about stuff that's going to happen during the tribulation. Not now, not before the rapture. He's answering these three questions. When would these stones be left unturned? When is your coming into your kingdom? And when is the end of the world? And those two happen to kind of go hand in hand. 1 and 3 go hand in hand one way, and then 2 and 3 go hand in hand the other way. Absolutely nothing about the rapture, including no man knows the day or the hour. Not the rapture. Nothing about the rapture in this entire passage. Nothing about the rapture in the entire book of Matthew. Nothing about the rapture in any of the Gospels. Paul taught and talked about the rapture. And where did Paul hear it from? From Jesus, after he was resurrected. Jesus told Paul the mysteries. He didn't tell Peter. He didn't tell Matthew. He didn't tell Luke, John, any apostle that you want. Well, Luke wasn't an apostle. But anyway, you know what I mean. Nothing about the rapture. It's about coming into his kingdom, which happens to coincide with his second coming by chance. They did not know that. They were not thinking that. That's it. Go on. God bless. Looking forward to the rapture. Soon, please. Bye.